Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. on Saturday, July 1st, 2023. And welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, no hidden agendas, and no BS. But we do have the news, so let's go with that. Now first though, I want to remind you, this is the very last day to enter the hardware wallet contest. I will be drawing the name tomorrow morning, and we'll get to find out who the lucky winner is. As far as tonight goes, we've got a lineup of stories to keep you on the edge of your seat. We're going to be talking about a major crypto exchange being ordered to hand over customer info to the IRS, a leading cryptocurrency ATM firm making its way to the public market, and a popular bank suspending the purchase of certain cryptocurrencies. We'll also delve into a South Korean crypto lending firm under investigation, an innovative Ethereum project expanding to Layer 2, and a Layer 2 network being developed by Coinbase prepping for its mainnet launch. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the deep end of the crypto world. Let's start with the latest on Kraken. The cryptocurrency exchange Kraken has been ordered by a federal court to provide the Internal Revenue Service with account and transaction details. Now, the IRS claims that this information is necessary to determine if users have underreported their taxes. And we've known this kind of thing could happen, right? This court order follows a petition filed by the IRS in the Northern District of California after Kraken settled charges with the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission over allegations that its staking service violated securities laws. The IRS previously issued a summons to Kraken in 2021. Kraken did not comply. So now the IRS is seeking to investigate potential tax liabilities for users who conducted cryptocurrency transactions between 2016 and 2020. According to the court's order, Kraken must provide information for users who conducted transactions exceeding $20,000 within a calendar year. And that number is important because that's the number that the IRS asks you about at tax time. This information includes the user's name, birth date, taxpayer identification number, address, phone number, email address, and other relevant documents. In addition to this, Kraken is required to provide blockchain addresses and transaction hashes. These are already part of the transaction data that it can share. The exchange may also be asked to provide raw data to the IRS. Judge Joseph Sparrow presided over the case. The good judge appears to have denied the government's request to also receive employment information and a source of wealth of information from Kraken. In fact, the judge just outright denied several of the IRS requests. This ruling comes as part of a broader U.S. crackdown on cryptocurrency. The IRS is seeking to identify accounts that had at least $20,000 in annual crypto trading from 2016 to 2020. When Kraken previously refused to comply with the IRS summons, they cited concerns that it would be a heavy burden and it was overly broad. However, Judge Sparrow said that the government has a legitimate purpose for seeking the materials described in the summon. The judge's ruling and the ongoing IRS investigation underscores the increasing scrutiny cryptocurrency transactions and the importance of regulatory compliance in the crypto space. Speaking of regulatory scrutiny, let's dive into our next story. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss out on the latest crypto news now, do you? On to Bitcoin Depot's big move to go public. Bitcoin Depot, a leading cryptocurrency ATM firm in the United States, finalized a merger deal that will allow it to go public. The stockholders approved the merger of fintech company GSR2 Meteora Acquisition Corporation on June 30th. This move positions Bitcoin Depot as a special purpose acquisition company. The deal, which costs an impressive $885 million, is expected to give investors access to Bitcoin Depot's common stock on the NASDAQ starting July 3rd. Bitcoin Depot's founder and CEO is Brandon Mintz. According to Mintz, this merger was orchestrated to create numerous growth opportunities and to promote the adoption of Bitcoin in North America. Investors can find shares of Bitcoin Depot under the ticker symbols BTM and BTMWW, representing its common stock and public warrants, respectively. This announcement comes at a time when firms offering crypto products or services in the United States are under regulatory scrutiny. The SEC filed lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase for alleged unregistered security offerings. Despite this, investment vehicles with exposure to crypto seem to be increasing. This is evidenced by BlackRock's recent application to list a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. Established in 2016, Bitcoin Depot is one of North America's largest crypto ATM firms. They boast over 9,130 locations. However, not all crypto ATM providers have had the same success. In May, Bitcoin of America announced it would cease operations in Connecticut after the state's Department of Banking stated that the firm did not have the proper licensing. The merger between Bitcoin Depot and GSR2 marks a significant event in the crypto space in North America. It opens up new possibilities for investors and promotes the adoption of Bitcoin. Despite the challenges posed by regulatory scrutiny, the merger signals a future where digital currencies are increasingly integrated into mainstream finance. From public listings to delistings, the crypto world is always changing. Speaking of surprises, Revolut has decided to suspend the purchase of Cardano, Polygon, and Solana for its customers in the United States. Let's take a look at that. Revolut is a bank that is known to be friendly to crypto, and that's in short supply these days. Revolut decided to suspend the purchase of Cardano, Polygon, and Solana for its customers in the US. However, US customers can continue to hold and sell these tokens until the middle of September. This decision is a response to the ongoing changes in the cryptocurrency regulations in the United States. A spokesperson for Revolut stated that the company plans to completely remove tokens like Cardano, MATIC, and Sol from its platform in September. On June 29th, Revolut informed its US customers that the purchase of ADA, MATIC, and Sol had been immediately halted for all customers. Despite this, users will still be able to keep and sell these tokens until September 18th. In a message to its US customers, Revolut explained that any remaining tokens will be sold at the market price at the time of sale, and the proceeds in USD will be deposited into their Revolut accounts. The reason for delisting these tokens, according to Revolut, is due to those changes in the US infrastructure. So it's not at all surprising that this is a result of the changing laws and regulations surrounding cryptocurrency in the United States. However, it is worth noting that Revolut continues to support ADA, MATIC, and Sol in other markets outside of the US, with no plans to delist those tokens in those markets. Again, the US is being cut out by their own actions. The spokesperson also mentioned that the number of cryptocurrencies supported on Revolut's platform varies greatly by location. For example, the European Economic Area and the United Kingdom both support over 115 cryptocurrencies, while the United States supports just over 30. Revolut is not the only company to delist these specific tokens. In recent weeks, Robinhood, eToro, and Bakkt have also announced the delisting of ADA, MATIC, and Sol, immediately stopping purchases. In early June, the US SEC labeled ADA, MATIC, and Sol as unregistered securities. This was part of separate actions against major cryptocurrency exchanges, including Binance and Coinbase. This regulatory scrutiny led different companies to reconsider their cryptocurrency offerings in the United States. Now, before we move on to our next story, remember to follow us on Twitter for real-time updates or just to connect. Now, let's travel east to South Korea, where Delist, a leading crypto lending firm, is under investigation for allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and breach of trust. Delist is a leading crypto firm in South Korea. The company has found itself in hot water with the country's Financial Services Commission. The firm is under investigation for allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and breach of trust following its decision to suspend user deposits and withdrawals on June 14th. These allegations came to light after Delist's controversial decision to halt transfers, which raised suspicions about its relationship with Haro Invest. Now, Haro Invest is a sister lending firm facing its own difficulties. Delist's CEO is Young Sang-ho. He addressed the issue in an investors' meeting on June 17th. He assured stakeholders that the firm would resume withdrawals, but he did not provide a specific timeline. It was only on June 27th that the company started to allow withdrawals for some of its staking services. Delist is a significant player in South Korea's crypto market, holding an estimated $1 billion in Bitcoin, $200 million in Ether, and $8.1 billion in various altcoins. However, the ongoing investigation has led to travel restrictions for the CEO and management staff, who are now barred from leaving the country. The situation became more complicated when Haro Invest, Delist's sister firm, also suspended withdrawals and deposits on June 13th, citing issues with a consignment operator. This move led Delist to follow suit, likely due to concerns over counterparty exposure. Since then, Haro Invest has reportedly laid off most of its staff and is currently taking legal action against its service partner. Now, while Delist is a registered virtual asset provider and is regulated by the country's Financial Intelligence Unit, Haro Invest is not a VASP and does not fall under the same regulatory jurisdiction. Interestingly, Deleo's management had denied any connection with Haro Invest shortly before their decision to suspend withdrawals, adding another layer of complexity to this unfolding story. Now, from the world of crypto lending, let's shift gears to the Ethereum blockchain. But hey, if you're enjoying our content, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's talk about the Ethereum name services plans for expanding to Layer 2. The Ethereum Name Service, or ENS, is a decentralized domain name system built on the Ethereum blockchain. ENS recently announced its plans for a significant expansion. The expansion is focused on Layer 2, a development that is eagerly anticipated by the crypto community. This move is a strategic response to the rising popularity of Ethereum and the subsequent increase in gas prices. As these costs rise, market participants are increasingly seeking more cost-effective alternatives. The ENS team has been considering Layer 2 interoperability for some time. They have plans to implement improvements for both wildcard resolution and CCIP reads. These implementations are designed to enable secure off-chain data retrieval. The goal is to facilitate the interaction of existing solutions with ENS domains, thereby making domain name registrations and transactions more accessible to a wider user base. The developers have a strategic plan in place to leverage off-chain resolvers. They intend to do this via an ENS off-chain registrar contract and different service providers. These providers include the Coinbase-operated project CBID, the Polygon-based Lens protocol, and the Optimism-based OptiNames. ENS achieved impressive growth despite the market turmoil in the digital asset space last year. It registered more than 2.2 million domain names. This figure has been steadily increasing and currently stands at 2.73 million across nearly 700,000 unique addresses. In April, ENS introduced a new fiat on-ramp for domain registrations. This was facilitated via the Web3 fiat payment gateway MoonPay. This innovative move enabled Web3 users to register decentralized ETH domains on the platform using various popular fiat payment options. These options include Apple Pay and Google Pay, in addition to debit and credit cards. This development has made the registration process more accessible and user-friendly, further contributing to the growth and popularity of ENS. Now, from one Layer 2 to another, let's talk about Coinbase and Optimism. Base is a Layer 2 network developed by Coinbase. They're prepping for Base's mainnet launch. The goal of Base is to bring the next million developers and the next billion users on-chain, with security being a crucial part of this vision. Base is built on the OP stack in collaboration with Optimism, which means it benefits from extensive security work already done by the OP Labs team and the broader Optimism community. Over the past 6 months, Coinbase's protocol security team has worked closely with OP Labs to enhance the security of Base and Optimism. They audited all Optimism pre-deploys and contracts on both Layer 1 and Layer 2 to identify the vulnerabilities and risks in the technology stack. They've also used fuzzing methods for critical components like the Layer 2 bridge and the sequencer, and developed operational runbooks for various risk scenarios and certain distress events. The key management setup and contracts for Base have been reviewed and audited, with considerable care taken to evaluate each role and to determine the correct key management configuration. This ensures that appropriate consensus is in place for the use of keys, and sufficient disaster recovery plans are also in place. To prepare Base for mainnet, they engaged the wider community through a public smart contract audit contest. Over 100 security researchers were engaged in this contest, and no significant vulnerabilities were discovered. The team is currently working to resolve all submissions and to ensure proper action for any reported informative or other minor issues. Looking ahead, Base is working on an open source monitoring tool, Pessimism, to provide prompt notification of anomalies in the protocol and network, such as account balance irregularities, contract events, or disparities between Layer 1 and Layer 2 states. This new monitoring tool will stand up alongside existing OP Labs monitoring tools, Coinbase in-house blockchain monitoring capabilities, and third-party tools for identifying malicious and out-of-pattern events. In addition, Base is developing tools to let builders increase their confidence in the security of the smart contracts they deploy. This includes a smart contract security scanning tool to help developers reduce the chances of writing a security vulnerability on their contracts. Base has been developed with a security-first mindset, combining Coinbase's security best practices with the decentralized security rigor of an open-source code base. They've held simulated exercises to test and enhance their response capabilities and the overall resilience of Base in the event of a large-scale incident. Their goal with all their security work is to anticipate potential attacks and to reduce the effectiveness of those attacks. The mainnet launch of Base is eagerly awaited, as it continues to build with uncompromising standards of security to ensure that developers can come on-chain with confidence. So what happened? We started off with news about Kraken, the cryptocurrency exchange, being ordered by a federal court to provide the IRS with account and transaction details. This is part of a broader U.S. crackdown on cryptocurrency, with the IRS seeking to identify accounts that have at least $20,000 in annual crypto trading from 2016 to 2020. It's a stark reminder of the increasing scrutiny of cryptocurrency transactions and the importance of regulatory compliance in the crypto space. Then we moved on to Bitcoin Depot, a leading cryptocurrency ATM firm in the United States, finalizing a merger detail that will allow it to go public. Despite regulatory scrutiny, this merger signals a future where digital currencies are increasingly integrated into mainstream finance. Next, we discussed Revolut's decision to suspend the purchase of Cardano, Polygon, and Solana for its customers in the United States. This move is a response to the ongoing changes in cryptocurrency regulations in the United States, highlighting the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of the crypto landscape. We also touched on the situation in South Korea, where Delist, a leading crypto lending firm, is under investigation for allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and breach of trust. This story underscores the importance of trust and transparency in the crypto industry. Then we delved into the Ethereum name services plans for expanding to Layer 2, a move aimed at improving scalability and reducing costs. This is a significant step toward making domain name registrations and transactions more accessible to a broader user base. Finally, we ended with news of Base, a Layer 2 network being developed by Coinbase, prepping for its mainnet launch. This is a testament to the ongoing efforts to enhance the security and scalability of blockchain networks. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. If you enjoyed tonight's show, then please like, follow, subscribe, leave a rating, or maybe a review. And in the meantime, we'll see you tomorrow night.